She said, "I'm going to take a break on the floor." All right, so make sure everything's set up on my side. My God. Yes, I actually just got the notification. Okay, that's fine with me. Yes, I have. Yeah, I just gotta get it. I'll actually send you a screenshot of it. That way, if you want to, you can show it. So, oh yeah. So this is kind of an old shirt, um, but it's one of those that was like, why the hell did they go with that style? That was very there was another one that I could not go with. So this is the one I figured out would be, I guess, the best, at least for what I could find. Uh, do you remember that shirt? Yeah, I found that. I was like, oh, that's it. Yeah, that's the one. I think the shirt's actually pulled up over it. There it was. Yeah, yeah. Someone said you're on mute on your side.
Thank you, whoever said that. I was on mute. Thank you. We should be good now. And then we just posted my cord and we're good to go. Maybe. I could learn how to copy the right thing to paste to make it easier. Right. Oh, I don't have the link again. Son of a bitch. All right, there we go. Now back to your pretty face.
There we go.
All right, I'm ready whenever you are.
You want me to start things off?
Do it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Turnbuckle Talk with myself, the Kraken Wrestling, and Josh. Josh, I hope you had a fantastic week, my friend.
It's been busy, but it's been fantastic. I will say, Crown Jewel and SmackDown and Raw being early the last 3 shows for them were oof. Because for me, that was 6 a.m.
Oh yeah, they were. It was 6 for you, so it's been 8 a.m. for me. But with my work schedule on Monday, it kind of messed things up. But either way, I still caught it after the fact.
Yeah, I only saw highlights. I chose my fiance called me to try to wake me up, and it woke me up, and I looked at my phone and I saw the time and I was like, and I just rolled over. But
So you
obviously,
missed it.
I missed what happened. Yeah, which was an interesting thing. But before we get into that, I do want to say, how was your week, my friend?
My week was good so far. Of course, with my work schedule, things have been a little different. Didn't realize NXT was also pre-recorded, but I didn't see any spoilers for that. But we haven't had a bad week here. I got a big trip coming
Oh
up at
yeah,
the end of the week. I leave out at 4 a.m. Saturday.
you're gonna be at WrestleDream, huh?
Yeah,
That's
gonna
gonna be wicked.
yeah. So I think I'm gonna try to be at at least the last couple pay-per-views they have here because they're all on the East Coast. So I'm gonna try to do that.
Dude, I wish I could go to all those just because I'm over here in Colorado, and the only time they come here, I mean, they've been here recent, like in this area recently. I think they were like in Utah not too long ago, or Arizona or something. But they don't get, I feel like, to my general area as much as they do the East Coast.
I don't know why they don't, but it does seem like that.
Definitely. So we have quite a bit to talk about besides Raw, NXT, and Dynamite. So some reports earlier today came out. Obviously, there's been a lot of questions about Andrade. He showed up in AEW a few weeks ago, or about a month ago now. I don't even remember how long ago now. Showed up after, of course, being released from WWE and attacked Kenny Omega, joining the Don Callis family. And we've never seen him since. I mean, no mention of him on TV, no replays, no Kenny cutting a promo about it, nothing.
Yeah.
And so everyone's been curious, like, what the heck is going on? So it was revealed today that supposedly he is under a 90-day non-compete clause with the WWE, but also it's being reported by PW Insider and Fightful Select that he is not being paid for this 90 days. So typically, I don't think the WWE actually does 90-day non-compete clauses. What I believe it is it's more of a 90-day notice that we're releasing you type thing, or not renewing your contract type, typically. So that's that, because it's like illegal to like do non-competes or something like that nowadays in their general industry. So it makes me curious if he's not getting paid for these 90 days, and he made the appearance in AEW, and also on top of that, they're saying PW Insider Elite said that WWE, with them breaking his non-compete, actually gives him WWE the option to keep him under contract for a year or something like that.
Yeah, to keep him out of the ring at least for a year, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah, so I know nothing about the legal ramifications of any of this, so I'm pure speculating, guessing here. My question is, how is that? Like, okay, so the rumors were that he was let go, like just straight up, you're gone for your supposed wellness violations or whatever happened. That was what the rumors were saying, and then that there was no 90-day, and he supposedly it relayed to him that there was no 90-day, like, or it wasn't even relayed, like, yeah, you're gone, like you could go. And then of course he started being announced for indie appearances, and then like within a week and a half later he was back in AEW. How did it not come up when he already announced appearances via social media? But how did it come up after he showed up at AEW? Like, why wasn't he notified before that appearance happened? Because it wasn't like he appeared 2 days after he was released. It was like a good week and a half.
I don't want to say it's like just being like spiteful or anything like that on WWE's side, but it is odd. You would think that even his management team, his whatever, should have been like, hey, just so you know, there was a 90-day in your contract, even after they released you.
Exactly.
Someone should have said something.
Right.
So I don't know. It's just odd. It's really odd. We ain't seen this with anyone else, but yet again, no one's hopped from AEW, WWE, and tried going back.
Yeah.
So Andrade's the first one to do it.
That's true. I don't understand how this is like, how this happened. Like, you got the biggest pro wrestling company in the world. How the hell did this happen? You know what I mean? Like, they have probably a great legal department, you would assume, as big as they are. And I think it says here on the Fightful Select report that Andrade's stuff was with AEW was like done through his management. I guess so it wasn't like really
Yeah.
directly Andrade. And it said that he didn't even see Tony until the day of his debut, return, and that they met that day again for the first time since he left. So how I just don't understand how you have the WWE, this biggest pro wrestling company in the world, probably have this great legal department. You know, you have all this stuff. How did that slip through the cracks? If that was the case, if like or because nothing says like it was relayed to Andrade, but he didn't receive the call, or like you know what I mean, or he missed the call, or he missed the message. Nothing like that. It's just saying that. It says right here, WWE's period of contract termination notice was referred to as a non-compete, but wasn't actually that, as the talent would get paid. So they're under 90-day contract still. Like they're basically being told, like, hey, we're going to let you go 90 days, but we're going to pay you till then. But how did
Yeah. So
that?
you get
How did he not get paid, but be under the same thing, but also not relayed he's under that?
unless if because of course he the wellness program, is that what he got released for technically? Is that what
Yeah,
it
that was the
was?
rumors. Yeah.
So maybe that, unless that voided the contract aspect of not getting paid, but that would still make no sense.
That's a good point, but yeah, that would also make no sense, like you said, because then if that's voided the non-compete because he had multiple failings, how is it a problem now? Like I don't get this. Like this, none of this makes sense. I don't think it even makes sense to Fightful as I'm reading this article here, kind of glancing over it. The short notes they say is Andrade is signed to AEW. There appears to be no bad blood, obviously. There are still plans to use Andrade when he is available in AEW. Andrade had to pull from his other bookings as a result of this. People in WWE were also shocked by today's news. WWE cannot confirm that he's not being paid despite reports. So they've reached out to WWE. They haven't been able to confirm that back to Fightful. This did affect immediate creative plans, as also did Kota Ibushi's injury for WrestleDream. When Andrade could certainly fight it legally, and if it is extended for a year, he would and certainly get a win in court, according to Fightful here.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is going to play out. Oh, apparently there's an update here at the bottom that I just found. A number of people have indicated to Fightful Select that Andrade has a very good lawyer, but didn't specify if he was going to fight this. The 90-day period is often referred to as a non-compete, but is actually more of a notice of contract expiration. Okay, so that's what I thought. PW Insider is also reporting that Andrade would not be getting paid during this non-compete. The conflicting element is that almost any court situation to fight it would extend past the 90 days. So if he were to take this legally, then this would draw out longer than that 90-day non-compete.
Yeah.
So does
then
he just
would
sit
have
it
to-
out and then just go to AEW, or what does he do? Is this just a misunderstanding and he is being paid and just this all got fucked up somehow? Like who knows? There's so many things that could this turn into.
If it was me, and like it depends on how, of course, how he feels about it. But if it was a misunderstanding, hey, we've got to tell you this, whatever. We're gonna give you this 90 days. Here, you can still get paid for it. Cool. But if it's 90 days no pay,
Mm-hmm.
I would have to fight that.
Oh, 100%,
Like,
100%. But
I'm not gonna sit at home and not do nothing.
and it took away from the bookings that he already had scheduled. So, as Fightful says, he would more than likely win this because of all of this evidence of like he was booked, nothing happened with those other bookings until he showed up on TV for another company, and then that's when he was notified, and that's why we haven't seen him.
Yeah, and didn't he win a title too at an independent company?
I really have no clue. He might
I
have.
thought he did.
Maybe might have missed it. But yeah, so crazy situation. We just have to wait and see how it plays out. But I want to put this on WWE being either odd about him returning to AEW or just their legal department fucking something up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how does this happen with the biggest wrestling company in the world? I don't get it.
So October 3rd, 2025, Andrade won the Crash Heavyweight World Title. Defeated DMT Azul. After nearly a 900-day reign.
That's crazy. So the fact that he even did that and then did AEW and then gets told, "Hey, you're under a non-compete, dude. What are you doing?" makes zero fucking sense to me. So I don't understand how this happened. I really don't. This makes no sense to me, especially coming from the biggest company, the pro wrestling company in the world. Weird as shit. But unfortunate news, and this is crazy because he just returned. Jacob Fatu is injured, according to bodyslam.net, and it's a non-wrestling related injury, and it could keep him out well into 2026, which is crazy. He just returned. He went after Drew on September 26th, but then disappeared again. So Oh, and then he came back and attacked Drew. I'm sorry, I'm getting dates mixed up. So he came back on October 17th after that month off, and then attacked Drew. But Body Slam says he's suffered a non-wrestling injury that could come out into an extended period, maybe into 2026, like well into it. And there's no details about the specific nature of this injury. So, fuck. I mean, I guess could have got hurt working out or something, or who knows. I mean, that's how Cody tore his shit for that match in the Hell in a Cell. Fuck, that just sucks because Fatu is majorly over. The crowd always loves him. He's now a big baby face, and you just lose him. SmackDown, honestly, right now, SmackDown's roster feels, I hate to say this, but rather lackluster because now that you've lost Fatu, you got Drew and Cody thing. I don't know if they'll just go back to that. You got Damian as a face right now. I guess you could try to maybe push Alistair towards the title. I just feel like right now the SmackDown roster needs help. They need to do a superstar shakeup, a draft, whatever the heck they did last year with the trade window or whatever the heck they called it. They need something right now, at least for SmackDown Brown. Call up something because I feel like this roster just needs the help, especially now that Fatu is going to be gone.
Yeah, I agree. But we've seen a lot of the NXT superstars coming to the main roster to just do spot matches, kind of to test the water with them. Javon's been there a couple times.
Sol Ruka,
We've
Zarya.
seen it with Sol Ruka, Zarya. I think we have to pull the trigger and push over to the main roster now.
Yeah, so he did one of those NXT house shows, I think, last week or earlier this week, whenever it was. So who knows what their plan is? Maybe that was the plan because we haven't seen him since he's lost to Ricky Saints a few weeks ago, on TV, that is. So, yeah, I mean, I'd love to see him on SmackDown. I think he would add a lot of needed depth, and I think you could shove him right in the main event picture. Have him go against Damian or some other babyface. Help him really push him up there. I don't know. Also, I might start him off with some mid carders. Like if I was booking and I put him to SmackDown, I might start him off by like beating down the Miz or like beating Kit Wilson, like just kind of giving him some big squash wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Over like guys who aren't really that protected right now, and then give him like a Damian or something like that. Kind of like what they did with Alistair, I guess. They kind of did that with Alistair. They put Alistair against some like Miz and a few other people that I can't remember off the top of my head. But now he's doing the stuff with Damian, which I think is great because Damian's obviously former world champ. I would consider that the main event scene or the upper mid card, whatever you want to call it. I think either way, it's a good thing. So I could see them doing that, but I think Oba, you might want to just shove directly into that title picture.
Yeah.
Only if you do want him to win right away.
You would have to have him attack Cody, though, because you're not going to turn Cody heel to have Oba as a face.
What if they did something similar to Nakamura's debut? Like just Cody's cutting a promo and then Oba comes out. I know it's kind of different because they had like the whole crazy intro for Nakamura, so that's what made it cool. But like, I don't know, you could do something cool like that. I feel like with Oba, like have him come out and interrupt Cody, or I guess like in a way like a Jericho, like when Jericho came over in '99 to WWE and he confronted The Rock, the biggest fucking name in the company at the time. Yep. Like that would be huge for Oba just immediately. They did it with Kevin Owens too, with Cena on the main roster. So do that with Oba. Doable. Do that with Oba. I feel like, or do what I said, a few squashes and just kind of do the whole thing that they did with Alistair. But yeah, they need some help with this Jacob Fatu injury. I feel like for sure that's not a good, and especially if he's going to be out well into 2026. Fuck.
Yeah, he's going to miss Riyadh twice with Rumble and WrestleMania.
No, that's next year.
No, that's 27. Sorry. So he may be back in time. Yeah, because I keep forgetting.
I know. I just said it too, even though I just corrected you. I was like, next year. Oh, wait, no, the year after.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know what they were planning for him, but I know it's going to be big. Him not being there.
Bring Oba to SmackDown, says Anthony in the YouTube chat. Yeah, I feel like that's. Yeah. There's nothing else for him to do. The only thing I really wanted was a clean match with him and Trick because they had multi-man matches, and then they finally had it, but then it didn't end clean. So I'm over trying to see that have a clean ending with them two now. So yeah, let's move Oba up and let's get working on that next batch. Also, really quick before we get into the review of the shows and stuff, Bryce Donovan, WWE Evolve, he just had a match on Wednesday for the Evolve title, and he just revealed today on Twitter that he is no longer going to be part of WID or Evolve. So they're really going. I don't know what the plan is full, and like I feel like the plan for this would be to bring a lot of the people that they signed through ID and Evolve all the way through the system. You know what I mean? and eventually
Mhm.
be top, be players that they bring in through the. But it's interesting that a lot of the top people that they had are either opting out or being not renewed.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Maybe they're not trying to
Um,
make this like a normal NXT thing where they sign them to a couple year deal or whatever the heck the entry level contracts are. Who knows?
mhm.
Maybe this is more of like, hey, since they're not really doing full on WWE shows besides of all that, they're doing indie stuff. Like, hey, we're gonna sign you for 6 months to the ID, see how you progress in that 6 months. Give you some training with people in our area or in that come to the PC, blah 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 blah, whatever the fuck it is. Maybe that's what it is. I mean, it's because it only started this year, so it has to be some short ass deals, unless they're gonna plan
Yeah,
to extend them longer now.
and since we're talking about the NXT stuff and just random stuff that's happening with like ID deals and stuff like that, uh, did you see that ISO Speed was doing some training in NXT?
So he has a show. I don't know what it's on, but it's called Speed Goes Pro or something. I don't know, some TV show he's doing, and one of the episodes he's at the PC training, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know what all that was. I just seen it on like social media and stuff like that. But
Yeah, so he's
I
doing
thought that
some. He
was
has like a
interesting.
TV show on ESPN or something or whatever the heck is on. But yeah, some type of
Okay,
TV show
that
because
makes sense.
he had like a subathon he was doing this last month or whatever it was, where he was like traveling America, and his last night was like him at the premiere of that show, like on the red carpet, and Randy was there and Drew, and they talked to them. It was cool.
Okay,
But
nice,
yeah, so
nice.
it's for that. But I am interested to see what he does. I'm assuming it's probably might be either build up from Rumble this year or something.
It could be. I mean, he took a hell of a spot from Baker, so
Oh yeah, definitely. So, but best wishes to Jacob Fatu, man. That's
oh yeah,
super fucking
absolutely.
unfortunate that he's injured. So let's go ahead and get into the reviews, unless there's other news that I forgot about before we do that.
The only thing that I seen that you might not have was Switchblade Jay White
Mm.
posted on social media that are you he just said ready with a question mark. So is he ready? Is that what he's
I
hinting
hope
at?
so.
Or are we ready as fans for the return? Because now, you got Ace Austin, you got oh wow, I'm drawing a blank on the rest of them. Juice
Uh,
Robinson
Juice
and then
Robinson
the
and
other
Colton and Austin Gunn.
Cohen, yeah.
So I
Yeah.
forget. I always mix up the guns, and they don't even look like. But I always mix them up, and I forgot. But one of them's out right now.
Yeah, so one's hurt. So is he gonna be coming back to help Darby Saturday? Is that where we're at? Where he can do
That
like
would
a
make
little
sense.
spot?
That would make a lot of sense because I mean he was going up against the Death Riders. Like it was him, Darby, and OC were kind of like the first ones before Hangman joined along.
Yeah. So is there a possibility, even a slight chance that that's what it is? I would hope so.
I'm hopeful, but I remember not too long ago, Fightful dropped a thing saying that Jay was gonna be out for quite a while still. Like I guess like his it was like foot or whatever it was. Just I guess he had setbacks or something. I don't forget how long ago this exactly was, but he was like made it sound like it was gonna be a while. We saw Jay. And this
Yeah,
was a couple months ago. I would hope so. I would like to see Jay back. He's AW run's been plagued by injuries, so
it has absolutely. But other than that, I don't really have much. Which we know about the Ibushi. Gonna take 2 years to return to the ring.
well, when you
That's
break a
crazy.
femur, that's the hardest bone to break in the
Yeah,
body. Like that thing is the sturdiest bone. So the fact, I feel like he had to have like some like other like a fucking something that was already wrong, and it just exacerbated it. Keep wrestling and shit.
yeah. But other than that, yeah, that's all the news I have for the day.
Yeah. So when we so we're gonna start with the Raw review. As I said, missed it. I decided to sleep in. I had my alarm go off, but I just fucking turned it off when it went off, and then my fiance tried to wake me up, and I just was like, nope, I'm good. It was 6 a.m. for me, so that's a little early, but ended up being an eventful show following Crown Jewel, which was a solid show. We reviewed that on Sunday, so we're not going to talk too much about that here. Maybe we might reference it while we talk about Raw a bit. But so if you want to go check out our Crown Jewel reaction, or our reactions are posted, but also if you want to see our review, that is also posted on, I believe, both of our YouTubes. So check them
Yes.
out. I'll kind of let you lead on this because I've only seen highlights and stuff. So
Um, I mean, the start of the show was just the Vision coming out there and doing a celebration. Well, not really the Vision, Seth. more or
They
less.
were with him though, yes.
Yeah, they were there, but the biggest thing was, I guess, what he was celebrating. He said, "I don't need anybody. I didn't need the men in this ring. I have chosen the men in this ring, and they have chosen me because I'm a visionary."
Mm-hmm.
And you could really see that kind of bothered Braun Breaker. Um, Yet again, I don't know how much of this was set off due to what could have happened at Crown Jewel with Seth's injury, because supposedly he has messed up his shoulder in some aspect
Yeah, so he
from that flying headbutt.
Crown Jewel, yeah, he hit the flying headbutt, and if you watch when he's going coast to coast to do the flying headbutt, he braces with his left arm, and afterwards he's immediately looks like he's immediately trading words with both the ref and um Cody Rhodes, excuse me. So yeah, he might have hurt himself. There was photos of him with like running into fans and he's wearing a sling. I guess it's just another wait and see here. Do you think this is a possible another fake injury situation?
I don't think it is. Because if you look back at the jacket Seth was wearing, we didn't see him out of it. And most of the time, when he comes out to the ring, especially if it's a attack, he
Mm,
still removes his jacket in some aspect. And it looked like a heavy padded jacket, in my opinion. At least
might
I
have
think it
been.
was.
Yeah.
Because hey, I'm injured. We're gonna do this, and we even talked about it after Crown Jewel. Like they're eventually gonna turn, but it'll be closer to WrestleMania. Like I felt like that's kind of what we talked about.
Yeah, I'm not like overly surprised that they turned because like a lot of course, since I wasn't live, I got a ton of questions when I did go live about it. Since what was your thoughts? We didn't see a reaction. Um, I was I wasn't overly surprised. Like I wasn't like oh fuck, like no way. Like when I woke up, that was like the first thing I saw. Like once I fully got up that day, and I was like I was like, that's why they've been pushing it really hard the last 3 weeks. Because it felt like they were really going hard at Paul and Seth. Like, ever since Cody pointed it out, like, ever since then, they were really pushing, like, the issues with Paul. But what I found interesting on this was that, and I know I didn't see it, so who knows if I missed a backstage segment or something. But what was interesting to me is at Crown Jewel, Braun Breaker was trying his damnedest for a little bit to go help Seth, but Paul was holding him back. Like if you go back and watch the footage, he's like kind of like trying to push Paul, but he's like holding back a little bit because it's Paul. And Paul's like, no, or let it, whatever he tells him, doesn't let him go. So how do we go from 3 days or 2 days from that to him attacking him? He wanted to help him at Crown Jewel.
Yeah, that's why it has to be a legit injury. Like it has to be a way for us to
Or
write him
Monday,
off in a
whatever
sense.
that was. I don't remember.
But he still got to defend it at Saturday Night Main Event November 1st. Or are they going to strip him of the title? Is it that serious? Or can he not go all the way through till then?
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. There's been reports that possibly he might need surgery, rotator cuff or shoulder surgery. So we'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Yeah, it's an odd situation, especially because I felt like the Vision was going to be all the way to Survivor Series going against Punk and whatever group he put together. But now we could possibly see newer people added in that Paul Heyman has decided he wants to push as his vision
Yeah.
without Seth. I kind of feel like it was an edge, like the Judgment Day turn as well, without a
Kind
new
of.
member
And
being
I
added.
was really quick on the Judgment Day turning on him too once they added Finn. The one thing though, I feel like if I watched this live or if like I was like reacting to it, I feel like after seeing that beginning with like him talking about how he didn't need their help, he did it on his own, blah blah blah. I feel like that I probably would have sat there and been like, are they gonna turn now? Like he's really going in. Like because I saw it after the fact, but I was like, if I was watching that live, I might have called that happening right like that on that show because that was pretty telling to me once I went back and watched it.
Yeah, and then even when the pyros went off afterwards, when they did the celebration
Celebration,
again,
yeah.
Bronson's staring at the camera. Paul is as well, and then you got Breaker who's eyeballing the title and Seth. He's not
Yeah.
making any contact with the crowd, camera, nothing. It was all pointed towards Seth, which he's the one that pulled the trigger at the end of the show anyway.
So after that, it looks like we had a backstage segment with Rusev and Penta.
Hmm.
I guess Rusev just said he wanted that shot should have been his tonight or something. I don't know. Anything notable from that little backstage interaction?
I
Or
mean,
nah?
not really, other than like the funny skit by Dom where he's seen Rusev,
It says
like
he
he was
walks up to the
walking very
bathroom with
confident.
his 2 title
Yeah,
belts and sees Rusev and immediately just backs away. I didn't
yeah,
see
he was
that.
very confident walking to like the camera, and then he sees Rusev and just like freezes and just turns very slowly and just goes the other direction.
That's
Like
funny.
he's terrified of Rusev, which makes sense. I mean, he did cheat the win.
So after that, they did go right into Penta versus Dom for the IC title. I'll let you take over about this match since I didn't really see much besides the ending.
Um, this was a great match in my opinion between these two. One thing I noticed right off the rip was Dom had a neck tattoo. I said off social media most of the weekend because I knew it was kind of gonna be early. So my chat was letting me know he got that done Sunday.
It's like a
Um,
mask of something. I'm not sure
yeah, I
what it
don't
is.
know not which luchador it is, but I know that was something I noticed. But honestly, the Dom tried, of course, to cheat again, but it didn't work in my opinion. But Rusev also cost the match. Like I said, it was a great match, but there just wasn't a lot that really stuck out for me
Yeah.
throughout this match. I hate it, but I mean, I feel like the early shows, I feel like they rushed it to put it together. I mean, it wasn't early for us,
Yeah.
but I feel like everything was rushed coming out of Crown Jewel.
Maybe. Might have been. Um, I did see in my Discord that a lot of the majority of people really like this Raw.
Really, I mean, maybe it was just me then. I didn't.
I'm just saying that's just my community. The majority of them were like, that was a really good Raw. Like, I think a lot of them just liked the turn at the end, was my guess.
Yeah, because I guess it had that shock factor that we just no one had seen coming.
So after that match, oh, and Dom did win by using the hammer, the bell hammer.
Yes, the
He
bell
puts it
hammer.
he puts it in his boot and hits a 619 for the win. So that's how he got the win against Penta. Rusev did come out at one point.
Yes,
And that's how the bell hammer got in play and everything. But yeah, so
because Penta hit a dive over the top rope that took out Rusev,
that's
which
right.
gave Dom the time to kind of go out there because he was trying to go for the titles, but he took something that he could hide easier.
That's fair. That was smart too. Put in your boot. That's really smart, honestly. I mean, it's cheating, but it's smart.
Yeah,
Uh, so after that, there was an interview with LA Knight. I guess he just talked about Punk not being his partner, and then Punk rolled up saying last week was cute. Blah blah blah.
mhm,
Really, nothing seemed like anything interesting besides them just talking smack for their triple threat match.
yeah. There was nothing that built up anything for the triple threat here, except for LA Knight was quick witted with his comments to Punk, which
Mm,
really bothered Punk. You could tell it
that's good. I
on
like that then.
on that screen. Yeah,
And I guess after that, I just went directly into Kairi Sane, and
oh my
Asuka came
god,
into her locker room, apparently yelling at her for losing on Saturday. Um, she says she blames EO still having disrespect in her belly for her. That's what it says here, so I don't know what that means. I guess Kairi
yeah.
says she'll try to talk to EO. Yeah, it looks like Asuka just being a bitch. Really, I didn't see this at all. This part, so
she hit it with that famous Kyrie yell. That
Kairi.
yeah, and of course Kyrie kind of trembled when she came in. She's like, "Yeah, I'll talk to EO. I'll talk to EO. I'll fix it. I'll fix it." And Oscar slaps the hell out of EO.
What a bitch.
And I mean, it it should have left a handprint on her face as hard as it was.
Wow.
Don't know if there was any added noise to it or whatnot, but I think what they're doing is they are going to build a Kyrie Sane leaving Oscar in a sense
Yeah,
because
definitely.
of the disrespect, kind of like the Chad Gable Otis thing.
Mhm. Yeah, that's definitely where it's going to. And that's a good call. That's a good shout because that's what Gable was doing to Otis. I kind of forgot about that, so that's a good shout. Hi, babe.
Mhm.
She said she slapped Kyrie really good. It was so loud.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
um. So after that, we go into Kairi versus Io. It looks like, and I guess there was some UFC talent they showed in the crowd. Damn, I wonder. I
Mhm.
wish it said who it was because I like UFC and I didn't
Uh,
see that.
on my side, it shows it was UFC featherweight champion Alexander, and I cannot.
Volkanovski. I
Yes,
love Volk. He's one of my
and
favorite.
then welterweight champion Jack Della Maddalena. I probably said that
Jack
wrong.
Della Maddalena.
Maddalena, yeah. But yeah, that's who was there.
That's
And they
cool.
was
That's
hyping up.
badass. Those are both badass fighters. I love Volkanovski. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. So Kairi Sane versus Rhea Ripley. I'll let you go ahead and take the lead on this one because I didn't really see much from this match.
This match took forever, it felt like. Um, Kyrie was kicking out of absolutely everything Rhea could have delivered. It was
Did
insane.
she kick out?
I
Did she
think
kick out of a riptide?
I think she might have kicked out of not a riptide, but she kicked out of one of the Razor's Edge and a big boot afterwards. That combo she does,
Mhm.
and kicked out right at two. Like she was kicking out of absolutely everything.
Wow,
Um, but it was a good match. I don't think Rhea did land a riptide and rolls Kyrie up for the pin, so she didn't kick out of the riptide.
that would have been crazy if
Um,
she did.
yeah. But Io was out there as well with her, so they came out when Rhea done the stomp to start
Did Asuka try
her
to help
entrance.
Kairi at all?
Yes,
Okay,
she
that's
did.
interesting, especially since she slapped the shit out of her.
She did try to help. She distracted the ref a couple times.
Excuse
But
me.
eventually Io did attack Kyrie Asuka on the outside, which then led to a brawl between all four women. And Asuka hit a DDT on the announce table, leaving Rhea like draped over it because she was going for a riptide
Damn,
on Kyrie.
that's fucked up.
So it still feels like this feud is not done.
Yeah, no, they're definitely gonna keep going with Asuka and Rhea for sure.
Yes, and I don't know how much longer it takes for this one. But like I said, I think Kyrie is the one that walks out of this away from Asuka.
So after that, it looks like there was a backstage segment with the Usos where Jimmy was still questioning why they're letting Roman dictate what they're doing. Jay
Mhm.
says Roman is just looking out for himself, and maybe that's how they need to be. And he gets that Jim wants to fight the Vision, but he's not making the same mistake tonight, and he's staying focused on this match. So he's facing Big Bronson Reed. Jim says if he's saying that he can't handle Bronson Reed tonight, and Jay says no, and Jim says that they're gonna each gonna handle their own business tonight. Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, Jay was more or less, hey, I'm gonna handle my own. I'm not helping. Like I cannot worry with other matches and injure myself, kind of like he did with the Roman Reigns Bronson Reed match at Clash and Clash in Paris. I can't remember
Yeah,
where they were.
Paris. Yeah.
Yeah. And he injured himself with the fatal four way. He said, I cannot do that again tonight
Mhm.
with my triple threat because I have to put myself first. And Jim basically was like, why, I don't need, like, who said I need help, basically.
Yeah.
So that was the whole situation there.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if there's going to be any issue there because, like I said, I feel like this was supposed to carry over. I feel like everything was supposed to carry over to War Games, and it's just not happening.
Yeah, who knows what's gonna happen with War Games if that was the plan initially with Team Vision versus like a Team Cody. I have no fucking clue, but interesting. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see because we still have Saturday night's main event at the beginning of November 1st.
Yeah, we do.
Um, so they'll probably build to that first before they really start building. I mean, they're gonna be teasing War Game stuff and building to that, but there's gonna be more focused on Saturday night's main event first. So after that, we got right into Bronson Reed and Jimmy Uso. I'll let you go ahead and talk about that because I didn't see shit about this match either.
Paul Heyman came out with Bronson Reed, of course. But Jimmy, his entrance, he didn't wait. Sprinting full force to the ring, was ready to fight, which was not a bad start until Bronson Reed utilized Jimmy having some injured ribs. At some point, Jimmy, I can't remember where, but kind of banged up his ribs a little bit. It was heavy taped, and that was a big focal point throughout the whole match.
Hmm.
Jimmy tried delivering a Samoan drop, couldn't get Reed up at all. He collapsed onto the ground,
Damn.
and Reed hits a tsunami, and that was all it took. It was a very short match. If it wasn't for the commercial break, I think it would have been shorter.
Damn, Jim got fucking tsunami, huh?
Yeah, and of course Breaker
So
comes out
oh,
afterwards
did
to
he? Of
attack.
course.
Yeah. And that's when Jay decided, I guess I'm gonna help brother out. Comes out of the ring, they take out the Bronsons, but Jay did kind of bang up himself a little bit. He walked out kind of like holding his ribs, pissed off at Jimmy that he had to come and help.
Mm. Damn, Jay. Just can't have Jimmy doing stuff on his own, huh?
Unfortunately not.
So it looks like after that there was Lyra and Bailey, and Gorilla. Bailey says she's great now that not even jet lagged, but Lyra says Judgment Day are always on the same page, and unless she can consistently count on Bailey, tonight is going to be a one-time thing. Interesting. Bailey says apparently she's role model. Bailey, it says here. She says, or she scoffs and says that they won the gauntlet and they're great, which is not wrong. And so they go into the match, and again, I'll let you take over because I didn't see shit about this match.
So the only thing that bad about this match was I felt like Bailey was in it too long. I feel like they didn't really have Lyra need her help more or less. It was more or less Bailey was in control of the match. But then once Lyra got in, the match kind of sped up. So that might have been why. But there was at one point that Bailey took I think it was a DDT from Roxanne, and the pinfall was broke up by Lyra, and she was like, "Hey, we need to go, we need to go, we need to go, we need to." Basically, I need you to wake up, basically, because she was kind of like dazed, and she slaps her,
Damn.
and it kicks her into a higher gear.
Turns into
That
crazy
kind of
Bailey.
Yeah, but she didn't attack Lyra this time.
Yeah.
She takes out both Roxanne, comes back in the ring, hits Rose Plant, I think, on Roxanne, and gets the pinfall. And then it just continued. But it was a different side of aggression from Bailey that kind of wasn't what we had seen either.
Interesting. So she was like just balls to the walls beating their ass, huh?
Yeah, after the slap happened, and she like smiled like a crazy laugh, and then just went nuts.
So it looks like backstage we had a Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins segment here after this. It says Paul Heyman serenades Seth with a few bars of his theme song. Did he really do that?
Yeah, he did.
That's so funny to read instead of see. It's just hilarious just to hear to read that. Apparently Seth says that's why he loves him and that these last 6 months have been all smiles, but it's nothing compared to the next 6, 12, 18. Oh, dude, if I was watching this live, I would have been calling this heel turn happening right then and there, bro. That was happening tonight, y'all. This is going down tonight. Fuck, man. The future is special, he says, and something big is on the horizon, but he just doesn't know when or how. Oh, dude, I would have called this right on the money, dude. Then the Bronze roll up. Seth tells him he loves them. Their faces are entering this most incredible weekend of his professional life, and that means and he means that from the bottom of his heart. The birth of his child, marrying his wife, and seeing how much the two of them have grown in the last 6 months. Those are the proudest moments, and he means that. Wow. So he's telling the Bronze that watching them grow is more proud than marrying his wife and having a child. That's wicked. He wants to take a minute to let them know that this is the mountaintop. I can't even read that one. The rarefied air. And very few men understand. I don't know why I had a hard time reading that. What was it like? A few men understand what it's like to be where they are, and that they're ready to be taking the next step. And he's on cloud nine. So yeah, dude, I would have 100% been like, oh, dude, they're turning tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the signs were there. But if you go back and watch it, I feel like Bronson was not okay with it at first.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the whole thing, he seemed to have been the one that was like kind of questioning the decision making to do it that soon.
Yeah.
But Breaker had been all in, I guess, the whole time.
I truly feel like this was done because of the injury.
Yeah. It has to be, because like even going back and you reading it and me looking back over the notes, like it just seems like it happened so quick.
guess, I mean, I can understand. I did think it was gonna last longer, but if I would have watched this live, I would have been like, "Oh, it's happening tonight, guys." They bumped
Yeah.
it. They bumped it. Um, Interesting. I didn't see that backstage part. I saw just a few other things, but yeah. So that's pretty cool that they pretty much teased it all night, and it still shocked everyone because I saw everyone's reactions and everyone was like super shocked. Um, so they talk about Cena winning his 100th pay-per-view victory. Then they go to Adam Pearce with one of the refs. Looks like get an update on. I'm assuming Seth. It just says Adam Pearce is chatting with Eddie Oringo and tells him if he happens to walk past medical to see if he can get an update. I'm not sure who that's on, but I guess AJ rolled up and says he wished he won against Cena. Blah 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 blah. Oh, he tells him that he'd love to share with him one more time, I guess. Dominic rolls up to complain about his match against Rusev next week. He says that he's the only one defending his title around here. Pierce asks if he cheated against Rusev last time. Dom sputters and doesn't answer. But apparently AJ says he is Cheater McGee and has a point about being the only defending champion around here, though. Hey, at least he gave him props for that. Apparently AJ says Finn Balor and JD should defend their titles as much as Dom does. But him and Dragon Lee are going to win those titles, blah, blah, blah. I guess that's official for next week. The tag titles match, finally. Yeah, I guess Mysterio just stormed off all mad.
Yeah, this was actually a pretty good backstage segment. Because with Adam Pearce's energy and then how they've been playing Dom, like, trying to be sneaky and not want to get in trouble with Finn and all that, this was really good. He was like, "Hey, you want to tell him? You want me to? Because you just came up with a great idea. Congratulations. Made my job easier." But it was the way it was done. It was great.
So I guess after that we have Stephanie Vaquer being interviewed. She starts speaking as bad, blah, blah, blah. Raquel and Roxanne get in her face. Mount. They ask why she's getting all emotional over a title that she should never have. Vaquer says that she knows Raquel lost today and that she's having a bad day, but it's not her problem. Roxanne then says everyone seems to forget she was the last one to be Io Sky, so she could have gotten the WrestlePalooza match, and she would have been Crown Jewel champion. So that's what looks like they're building up to Roxanne versus Stephanie, which honestly that makes me hype. That's two of their best women wrestlers, and that's gonna be their top Raw feud. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I think it's Roxanne as well, but I think I'm fine with Roxanne and Stephanie. Gonna be a great match. Either way, the build up will be good as well. But I think Raquel, I think she deserves at some point a singles title because I don't think she's had one.
I see.
I know she has it on the main roster. Yeah, the IC would be great.
Yeah, she's former NXT Women's Champion, so and multiple time.
But that's
she's only had tag titles on the main roster. She hasn't had singles, so.
Yeah, her and Liv had it, and I think her and Liv's the only one that's had it. With
her and Aaliyah also had it. Raquel.
Aaliyah, that's right. Yeah, Aaliyah wasn't there long, was she?
No, but her and Roxanne also technically had it once Liv got hurt.
Yep, that is right. And then Roxanne took over as well. So, yeah, I guess they're gonna push Roxanne.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. So then we get into the main event after this. It just goes right into Punk, Jey Uso, LA Knight, winner getting a World Heavyweight title match, which is interesting because we're speculating on an injury to Seth here, but they still ran this number one contenders match.
Yeah, they did. And right before that match started, they did give out the combined 3-day attendance for SmackDown, Crown Jewel, and Monday Night Raw, which was 40,503. Nice.
That's cool. I question why we should care, but that's nice. Hey guys, we're doing our best business ever. $500 to get into John Cena's last match, please.
Oh my god! I got in that just to see what it would cost. That was insane. Here.
So there, I don't know if we talked about this on Sunday, but I think we might have. But they're doing SmackDown here in November, and just to get in the door, I think that as of right now, cheapest ticket is like an obstructed view for like $70 before fees. And then, of course, like the non-obstructed cheapest is like 103 before fees or some shit. Of course, if you wait, I'm sure it'll be better on TickPick and stuff like a couple weeks out. But yeah, WWE.
Yeah, that John Cena one.
I'm happy that you're doing record business for you guys. The fact that you push it on your fans, it helps fuel the hatred towards other companies. Because like they're like, oh well, WWE's touting this, and your company's only getting this, and it's like, Why does that matter to you? Just because they tout it on their fucking show? Who cares? Why does that affect you and how you enjoy the show? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. I will continue to support indies wrestling, AEW. I will support
Yeah, I
WWE
never want to take
when
those
I
people to an
can.
indie show. I was just at an indie show last weekend. There was like 200 people. They would fucking hate it then if there's only 200 people. Apparently, that's what matters to
Yeah,
them. So
like, that's fucking it's insane. Like, there's indie promotions around here that I go and watch, and like it's a gym. You know, most of
that's
them are in a
that's
gym,
literally what I was at on
and
Saturday.
they have hell of shows, fantastic shows, and it's family affordable.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense why we're selling 40,000 fucking tickets in 3 days and we can't do family affordable shit. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, go. I'll let you talk about this main event, and then I'll join you on the ending sequence of the show.
so Jay Uso done his normal yeeting through the crowd. We did a little run it back for the crowd, as at their request, of course. LA Knight came out, had a great pop. The cult of personality, and I could be wrong, but they sung this extremely loud, and they sung it even after the music stopped. I think they done a complete verse by themselves. And
Hell
he looks
yeah.
at Jay and smiles and laughs and said, "Yeet that." Um,
I mean,
that was
that's I saw the video of that, and it was really cool how, and like my thing was that they were like hitting the notes properly too. It wasn't just they sang along. That Australian crowd, when it was like when it faded out and they continued that part, I couldn't even sing that part. I don't know the lyrics to that specific part except for when it gets to like the very end of that part. But like,
mhm.
dude, they were hitting the notes properly and everything. I was like more amazed at that. I was like, dude, they sound great. Like, holy shit. Not only are they just being cool and singing, they actually sound really good. Like, this sounds like a choir.
Yeah, it was great. I will say overseas the crowds really put here in the states to shame with what they do for the entrances. But we've started to adopt it. I think here in the United States we've noticed how the reactions are from the wrestlers as well for it.
So, how was this main event?
The main event, I, I guess I mean for me, I wanted LA not to win, so I didn't like the outcome. But it was a good match. There was at one point, Knight did toss Punk over the barricade, which left him and Jay in the ring for quite some time, throwing rights and lefts, hitting a lot of big moves. Punk springboard from the top rope on the both with a cross body. Of course, with the crowd's reaction, you could tell he was extremely over. Jay did do double hip attacks. They hit the big spots. What really stood out to me though, the GTS at the end of this, and I didn't realize it till after. Punk hit him so hard he knocked out his damn grill. And I don't know
Ah,
if it was on accident, on purpose or whatever, but the GTS knocked Jay's grill out of his mouth. And Punk seen it, grabbed it, and pocketed it.
that's funny.
Um, but I feel like LA Knight was the second over person in the match. It just there was a bad botch that looked like a real bad DDT
Mhm.
onto LA Knight, which kind of took him a little bit out of the match. He macho he tried to do the running up onto the rope and slip. Punk hit with an ugly DDT, and then Knight finally got back into it, hit a double elbow on both of them. But other than that, he was out of it most of the match. But yeah,
Interesting. I haven't
CM
seen
Punk
anything
won
about
with
that
the
anywhere.
the
I
slip with the ugly DDT on Jay. Sorry,
I
I
was
got
just
that
saying, though,
backwards.
I haven't seen anything about anyone being out of it during the match, though. I haven't seen anything like that.
To me, it seemed like after the ugly DDT that was done, Jay was kind of just like not in the match
Maybe he was
majority of
just
it.
selling.
It could have been, yeah. I mean, but then he did take the pin at the end as well.
Which makes me believe he was probably just selling it then. Um, but yeah, so Punk, I guess, and Seth, but we'll have to wait and see if he's really hurt, like really bad. So, but that's where it went into. The Vision comes out. Braun and Braun fight off LA Knight. And they circle the ring before beating Punk down. Spears him. They tsunami him. Guess there was a 747 splash according to this. That's kind of crazy. I think that's just the tsunami, and they just put 747 splash because it's the 747, you know the plane. So,
It has to be.
CM Punk, then he's thoroughly beat down. They kick him out of the ring. This when Seth holds his belt high. Braun goes into the corner. And when Seth turns around, Braun Breaker spears the fuck out of him.
Absolutely spears the hell out of him.
So Heyman looked scared as fuck. He was like shocked. Like if he wasn't part of this, like he didn't know what to do. Braun Breaker grabs him by his lapel, pulls him up and says something that the camera doesn't quite catch, apparently. And then he grabs the world title, and Paul raises the Braun and Braun Connection's hands over Rollins' body.
Yeah. He walks over to Bronson and says, "Make a decision. Either you're with me or you're not." And then he says the same thing to Paul. And that's when Paul, of course, raised both of their hands. So that's why I've said that I don't feel like Bronson wanted to really go through with it. And now it kind of looks like Breaker is the leader of this group.
Maybe. I think they're gonna be treated as a team, and like Paul's gonna be like the head.
Yeah. Do you think they add anybody now?
Not right now. Maybe at Saturday Night's main event, beginning of November. I don't know who though.
It's possible.
I don't know. I think it all depends on Seth's injury. I really don't know. If he's really hurt for a long time, I don't think they even know. I think they're just waiting to see what's going to happen with him. They're just setting things up to write him off. I really think that's about it.
I hope they make a decision quickly.
I don't think that's up to them. I think that's up to how bad Seth's injury is. They have to wait until they get the results. And he was in Australia, and I don't think he was getting them done there. So
no, most definitely not.
I'll have to probably wait till next week to really find out. But maybe. I mean, I don't know. I think they'll have like some holding plans. They'll probably just not have Seth on Raw, if anything, if they still don't know, and just have the Bronze and Paul cut a promo about it and set something else up for the side. But I think they're just probably going to move on without him for the time being, even if they don't know right now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's odd how fast they decided to make it happen. The vision split. So I really have to think the injury's got to be somewhat questionable, severe, but they just don't know till I guess this week.
That's my guess. Yeah, but they just don't know until it happens. Until they get the results. So let's move on to NXT. I will say, didn't care for this NXT this week. It was very mid.
It was.
In-ring was fine, but they started off with Ricky Saints. I did watch this, by the way, y'all, so I do have more thoughts to say on this because I actually watched it. This was a taped show, by the way, so surprisingly no spoilers got out, at least that I saw beforehand. So that was cool.
Let's see any.
But yeah, so Ricky Saints comes out and just talks about his title win, or about the TNA partnership, I guess. But he wants Trick Williams, the former TNA champion.
Yeah, he does, and I don't make no damn sense either.
I mean, I don't remember. Did they have issues at the showdown the week prior?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they did. He walked out on him.
Oh, that's right. So that's why he was facing. Yeah. So yeah. I forgot about that actually until you said that.
But it doesn't make sense for the champion to call his shots. You know what I'm saying? It's normally the other way around.
Well, because they lost because of him, and he got pinned because of him. I'm assuming that's why.
Yeah, I guess so.
So yeah, Trick showed up on the screen, did his little jive talk that he always does, except so yeah, I'm gonna get that title, but you're gonna make me a 3-time champion,
Oh yeah.
So yeah, so it was a little promo that started off the show. So I think that's happening at Halloween Havoc. Yeah. So I mean, nothing really crazy here. Just announcing their title match.
I mean, yeah. You said it. You said it. Trick done what he normally does. He hit him with the reason you're upset, the reason you're mad is because there's a difference between me and you. Trick don't wait in line as soon as I pulled up. As soon as I pulled up, he was in the spotlight. And Ricky, he keeps saying Ricky wasn't. So he's trying to hit at Ricky had to wait. I guess that's his way of knocking that you had to go to AEW. As soon as I showed up, I was signed. I that's what I get from that. Because I think I think Ricky Saints also did like a little tryout for WWE before going to AEW. Um, but it was just a typical, I guess, build up between these two. It wasn't nothing, I guess, that stood out,
Mhm.
unfortunately, because I felt like Trick needs to go to the main roster. That's my opinion. Him, Oba, and Tony D'Angelo, I felt like for a while could go up, but we'll see.
After that, we have Javon Evans and Leon Slater talking backstage. They're kind of just going back and forth, like, if Darkseid didn't get involved, I had you, yada, yada, yada. Really nothing interesting here, honestly. Just them kind of just talking to each other.
Yeah, they were as
Yeah,
upset about it as we were.
I guess. It didn't even really seem like it. They were just kind of joking, really. After that, we have Matt Cardona versus Briggs. Oh, but we actually had Kalani and Jordan talking backstage. The whole NXT Anonymous thing caught them talking backstage. Kalani accused Jordan of the bad officiating at Showdown and of sour feelings. Her being a big fish in a small pond, now coming over here to the Sharks and not being able to swim like she did in TNA, which is obviously sitting out a TNA title match between the two.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting. I think Kalani will probably end up retaining for a bit. It sounds like. I don't think Jordan, unless they have Jordan win it, which I wouldn't be against. But I mean, I don't know what that really does for her since she's had it like twice already.
But now it would be on an NXT superstar, and that would be the first title NXT's won. Well, not one, but that'd be the first title that's been on Jordan Grace in NXT.
It's not even an NXT title, so I don't count it. But
It's not, but yeah, I know. But they'll find some way to make it big, important.
makes sense. Jordan just came over, so yeah. We jumped right into Josh Briggs and Matt Cardona. This was a pretty solid match. Josh Briggs is really good in the ring, and Cardona made him look like a superstar here. I actually saw a lot of people upset on Twitter that Cardona lost here. This is obviously his first match back since he left the company back in however long now, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. And it looked good. Made Briggs look good. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna continue. We're gonna see him again in NXT, but I really thought this was a good match. Like, I actually sat here and I was watching. I was like, man, they're really beating the shit out of each other. Like, Cardona's like making him look so good. I felt bad though because he's always talked about like how he didn't really care for the Zack Ryder character towards the end and like the woo-woos and stuff, and then the crowd was like wooing when he was hitting spots. I was like, oh no. I was like, I mean, whatever, you gotta roll with the punches. I was like, but damn, he's probably like, son of a bitch. And he got it for these 5 years and they want to woo.
But he was smiling about it, so you know.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to. You can't just look at them and say like, fuck you, unless you're a heel.
Yeah, that's true too.
But yeah, no, good match.
Yeah. And Matt Cardona took some big spots. There was a flip that, Briggs flipped Cardona over the apron, over the ring ropes, and delivered a backbreaker off of it. That shit looked like it hurt.
It was a hip toss backbreaker.
Yeah.
Then he followed up with the choke slam.
Yeah. So, like, Cardona really put over Briggs in this. And I think that's something I had mentioned last week needed to happen for Briggs. Like, we had to have the match that really made him shine, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, he got caught trying to use the necklace again.
Ref took it away.
Yeah, but it was a solid match either way.
Yeah, so he won with the big boot. That was it. It was a big boot for the win. We had a backstage segment with Lyra and Hank and Tank and Chase U. Lyra's been here for a bit. She's like kind of been shown around in NXT the last few weeks. They just talked, just Hank and Tank talking about that they want to be back in the contendership. Eventually Lyra's like, "Where's Tatum?" And they end up rolling up the calling. But Izzy doesn't even let like Tatum hug Lyra really. And they just talk about, is he like her gonna be winning the battle royal, and like Lyra's like, well, what about Tatum? And Izzy says, well, she'll be by herself. And of course Lyra's like, oh, my computer froze again.
Yeah, it did.
I could hear you though.
I can hear you.
Last time I didn't hear you. Oh, I think we're good.
Oh, it's coming back. It's going back.
Yeah.
There we go.
Fuck you, computer. It like totally like did the whole monitor thing. I don't know if you have multiple monitors, but like where like it detects a new monitor. I don't know why it did that. It was weird. But
Maybe
anyways,
the
I don't know
HMI
what I
port?
cut off at, but what did I cut off at?
You didn't cut off at anything. It kept going
Oh
straight through.
wow. Wow, I'm still live too, so that's good. Okay, so yeah, so Hank and Tank, so yeah, that's what happened. Tatum was like, well, what the, or Lyra was like, what about Tatum? She'll be with me every step of the way. So
Yeah. Um, off of that, it was kind of interesting to see kind of like, I guess, some jealousy with Izzy
mhm.
towards Tatum and Lyra. I don't really understand what Lyra's play in to this is right now on NXT. That's the only part that's kind of got me confused with the whole thing. I know they were best friends before Lyra left. I get that. But what has brought her back to
Yeah,
NXT?
that's what I'm curious about too. I don't know if they just brought her back because of the end of what happening in the main event or something, but yeah, no, I agree. I was very surprised by that.
Yeah, and then of course she set up the triple threat tag team match, which happened later in the night. Um, and then after that, there was actually a pretty good video package for Fatal Influence. JC Jane
Yes.
and Fallon Henley talking about basically Jasmine Nix was like the weaker
Mhm.
link, had to leave, and then that's when they basically just, hey, Laney Reed is the newest member.
I have a question. Wasn't this whole group like wasn't JC and Fallon like whole thing like we hate the young people coming in, they can't keep up, but then they just keep bringing in young people into their group?
Younger people that can't, yeah,
I'm so
sure
confused by
was.
why they. I mean, I get it. Lainey helped her retain at whatever the last No Mercy I believe it was, um, and then of course like let her intentions know the following Tuesday and like showed it to reveal that it was her helping and she'll always help them no matter what. Blah blah blah. So kind of odd, I feel like, but it's. I mean, that's how it went the first time. So
Yeah, but you got a point. They were wanting to be the veterans of the women's locker room and make a faction around it because they wouldn't let
so
like
they bring in another rookie
Soruka.
once they got rid of their rookie. I don't
Yeah,
fucking get it.
it doesn't make any
It just
sense.
makes sense because she helped them, but other than that, it's
Yeah,
like
I mean
against what they
that's the
say.
only part. But I don't know. We'll see how it works out. Maybe she'll get a bigger push than Jasmine did, but I feel like Jasmine had the potential as well.
So, and what I am gonna call a squash match, we had El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr.
Jesus.
defeat Lexus King. It did have a commercial break, so it did go longer than probably anticipated by some people. But obviously, they're building, and we saw the announcement afterwards. Dr. Wagner Jr. is going to be facing Ethan Page at Halloween Havoc in uh, a Day of the Dead match. I always forget how to say it in Spanish, even though I'm Hispanic. But so he beat him, got on the mic, and he had that promo with Ethan Page after this. And Ethan's like, "Oh, everyone from AAA, TNA, Raw, SmackDown, all come in and put their eyes on me." Blah 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 blah. So yeah, Day of the Dead match, and poor Lexus King. I'm not even a big fan of Lexus King. I just, man, he hasn't done shit since being over from AEW.
Mm-mm,
Besides, I guess
has
Heritage
not.
Cup. You had the Heritage Cup for like a month, which is now
Yeah.
where the fuck has that been?
No, Amdar has it some fucking way on
I
vacation,
thought
I
Noam Dar
guess.
was hurt again.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is, but I mean, he's got it. They just kind of like, hey,
I thought they
just
did a story where Stax and Tony D fought for it, and Stax won it.
did Sachs win it back? I thought. I don't know. I'm about to check that one.
I don't. My question is just whatever the fuck happened to it. We don't even remember what fucking happened to it in general. Yeah, it's Stax, but
It
we've seen him and he never has it. Did they just quietly drop it?
had to have. Like, they just like, you know what? We're just gonna
Yeah, so
bring up.
Noam Dar vacated it, and then they did the one-on-one against Tony D at just an NXT episode in June, and he won it, and then it's like disappeared, and now he's just doing that story with Ariana Grace.
Yeah, that don't make no
What is
sense.
going on, Sean? Fix your shit. Or at least say it's dead. I know they brought the speed titles in. Woo,
Oh,
yay.
Jesus God,
Oh my
yeah.
god, amazing. More TV time for the speed titles. Fuck no, give me the heritage. I'd rather do the fucking brown base Heritage Cup. I loved that more than the speed shit.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Give us 3-minute matches, Sean, that have to be done quickly, and give us 6 rounds.
But yeah, so what's your thoughts
Um,
on Lexus King and Dr. Wagner Jr. and the whole Ethan Page stuff?
Um, I like what they're doing with Ethan Page. I feel like out of everyone that's came over to NXT from AEW, because I can't just say to WWE, because most people, some of them went to the main roster, some have not. But for the ones that went to NXT, I think Ethan Page has been the most beneficial out of it, or gotten the most out of it.
I agree.
And I really like what they're doing with his character now. Even him changing the North American title to the Canadian flag, that was really smart. But I just don't understand why Dr. Wagner Jr. is still involved. That's the only thing that don't make sense to
Just
me.
the AAA partnership is my guess, or they own AAA.
Yeah,
But
well, I mean, but there's other this is where you got that big roster, in my opinion, that could still be used, and we not have to always. There's no issue with AAA, but you're just putting other talent to the back burner, in my opinion.
like, who could be benefiting from a feud with Ethan right now? That's
Javon, he could. That
well,
could
they
be
already
his
did.
first title.
They just ended a feud not long ago. They had a big old feud.
Yeah, I mean, you're right there. I mean, you could have done Lexus King. I have him an actual feud. Briggs could actually get that title,
Well,
but I
Briggs, they've
know
been
he's a
definitely
heel.
building up. Briggs has been feuding with Javon, so they're definitely building him up.
I mean, I guess you're right. They probably could give TNA a shot, but I mean, I
I
don't know.
mean,
Maybe if
you got guys like Tavion Heights again. I guess. I mean, he lost, but you got like Miles Bourne. Um, I mean, I don't know. I could have said Wesley, but
he's gone too now.
yeah, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I'm not too into the. I mean, the match should be fine. Day of the Dead match.
What
It's
is
gonna be
what is the Day of a Dead match? Has there been one
Dia de
before now?
las. Yeah, they've done it on Halloween Havoc. It's just so it's Dia de los Muertes. So it's just Day of the Dead. That's what Halloween's based off of.
Yes.
So it's just gonna be hardcore, anything goes, no holds barred, whatever you want to call it. And then they're just gonna have probably tombstones and fucking Halloween, skulls and bones, I'm assuming, and candy, all kinds of Halloween related shit.
Okay, then I must have missed that match before.
It was on the
'Cause
Halloween Havoc at some point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like the NXT version.
okay, but yeah, I mean, I think the match will be good. I don't know. Maybe
Not
I
into
don't
it.
know. Maybe I'm just missing the whole aspect
I'm sure
of
it'll be
what this
fun. I'm
is.
just not interested in it right now.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Speaking of Stack, so we actually got him after this. So it was Javon and Leon Slater again backstage with Ava, asking if they have any teams they can face. So they want to team up because they want to go after Dark State, obviously. Stacks comes in with Ariana Grace and tells Leon Slater, since he's hanging around, that he should get a next division title match for his future son-in-law. Because of course, IRL actually, Stacks and Ariana are actually a couple IRL. They're bringing this to TV. Eventually, there was a commotion, and we see Trick Williams attacking Ricky during this. So we never got fully everything here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was a loud commotion.
yeah.
It was it's pretty loud. I don't know what he
So he
threw him
beat the
into.
shit out of Ricky. Ricky's down, obviously. Yeah. So just pushing forward, and they did announce it. I think towards the end of the show, Trick and Ricky at Halloween Havoc for the title. So
Yes. They've actually got a couple matches announced for that, which I am surprised.
yeah. I think it's next Saturday though. So
Yeah, October 25th.
yeah, that's next Saturday. But yeah, so hopefully that's a good match. And this did lead to them announcing for next Tuesday, Leon Slater versus Stacks for the X Division title. Again, there was no mention of the Heritage Cup, nor did he have it with him here, so I have no fucking clue what that's about. But yeah. After that, we had Blake Monroe versus Zarya. Before this, I must have skipped over it. Yes, here it is. We had Zaruka doing the Maybelline bullshit ad. And then eventually it led to them having a disagreement about coming out together. I don't really remember how that happened, but it did because they just are never on the same page.
Because Soruka stated Zarya asked Soruka while she was in wrestling gear.
Oh, that's
And
right. That's
when
right. She announced she
informed
was in the
her.
Battle Royal.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that.
And it kind of aggravated Zarya because Zarya's already Soruka's already got 2 titles. Zarya ain't got one, in my opinion.
And
So
was it
that
Fatal Influence that called her greedy or something?
yes,
Yeah.
it was Blake Monroe that called her greedy and was
Oh, it
just
was Blake.
using
You're right.
Zarya.
Yeah. So that's when Zarya said, "I don't need your help, and I'm going to go out there and do this on my own to win this match."
Yep.
And she didn't.
No, she did not.
She lost.
Did not.
Eventually, so she lost. It was a kind of a forgettable match. I'm not gonna lie. I hate to say that because I love Blake, or Mariah, however you want to. I'm still feels weird to call her Blake. But afterwards, Blake Monroe makes a hand heart. Also checks on her partner because Soul did eventually come out. Because Blake was gonna use a hair comb with spikes in it. Or no, she did hit her with it actually. No, it says intercepts, but Blake has a hair comb. Okay, no, wait. What was she gonna hit her with? She was gonna hit her with something else.
So I don't know what she was actually going to hit her with initially, but she got it with a hair pick in the neck.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, I remember now.
And that's how she won. She hit her with the hair pick and then hit her with a double
Oh, it was a chair.
DDT.
She had a chair, but Soul grabbed it. And then the ref got distracted because Soul had the chair and was on the apron, and that's when she pulled the hair pick out.
Yes, yep, that is right.
Attempted murder. And then after that, that's when we see, of course, Soul go in there and check on her, and Mariah leaves all happy. Or Blake, sorry. Forgettable match, though, honestly, besides the ending.
Yeah, they made Blake, in my opinion, look strong in this match, and they continue to
quick. It was a quick match.
bury Zarya.
It was like, with the commercial, it was like 7 minutes, 8 minutes.
Yeah, it was. I think, yeah, if it wasn't for the commercial, probably 5.5. But yeah. But it was a good heel win for Blake, which is continuing to build her.
So after that, we had a backstage segment with Ava where she announced the men's speed tournament will start next week, and it's going to be the same thing. We're going to have one person from Evolve, which was going to be what's his name? He was like that flippy dude. I forgot his name.
Oh my gosh,
he's really good.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
he faced Javon in a great match. Anyway, so he'll be in there from Evolve and WID. Sean Legacy, that's what it was.
Yep,
Sean Legacy will be involved. They're going to have, I believe they said a person from TNA. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so Axiom will face Sean Legacy. Zachary Wentz will face Jasper Troy.
So yeah, so one NXT, one main roster, one TNA, and one ID. So, or an NXT. I don't remember how I said that. Anyways, so that was announced. Yay, El Grande Americano.
Did you notice though? They showed Chad Gable's El Grande Americano.
They showed both.
Did they show both?
They showed when he had this. So the only time that Grande, like I think the footage they have of him as speed title, they probably have more. I just don't remember. But they showed when he like won it, and that was Chad Gable.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe then I missed that part, but I don't think
the one following was 100% was like cause they showed like this. I know exactly which one they showed. Like it was Chad, and then the next shot was of the current El Grande.
Current El Grande Americano. Okay. I'm hoping at some point they have like the imposter moment with Chad and Ludwig once Chad's healthy, because I don't know what he's gonna do when he comes back.
I hope not. Honestly, they're already doing it with the fucking other, whatever they're called. They already did the Spider-Man pointing.
The Spider-Man.
So we don't need it again. I'm good. After that, we went into a triple threat tag match, which ended in a no contest because OTM returned. It was Chase U versus Hank and Tank versus the Coling. They're all trying to become number one contenders for the tag titles, but OTM came out and attacked everyone.
Yeah.
So they're back. They've been gone for a while. I don't know if one was hurt or what, but
for what I read, the guy with the shorter hair was the one that was out with the injury.
Makes sense. So one thing I didn't understand, this whole NXT episode baffled me for a lot of decisions. One thing I didn't understand, you had a triple threat tag match where all three members were in from a team, like one person from each. How did this end in a no contest?
How's a DQ triple threat?
Yeah. Yeah. How? This is supposed to be, this is DQ rules, I thought. How does OTM coming in and getting involved in this match?
It shouldn't have. But
I mean, I guess because everyone got taken out, I guess, but like.
Now is OTM going to be the tag, the next.
Oh, I love OTM. I think if anyone, they're probably the better tag team right now down there.
They are. They were when they were with Jada Parker. They might still align them with Jada, but I felt for a while they should have had the tag titles. You could tell they were still learning everything,
Mhm.
but the mic skills were good, in ring skills were great. But of course, I think the injury bug has just held them back.
But yeah, I hated how this ended in no contest, but I'm glad they're back. After that, we had Sol Ruka waiting for Zarya outside the trainer's room. Zarya complains that she got hit in the windpipe, and Sol apologizes for that she wasn't out there sooner. But she says that they will beat Charlotte and Alexa for those tag titles, and she also wants Zarya to have singles gold. So she gave her spot for the number one contendership in the women's battle royal, and they hug. And so Zarya is now in another match tonight.
Mm-hmm.
After that is when Ricky was mad about the trick attack, and she says that's going to happen at Halloween Havoc. And they're going to do a contract signing next week for it. So yay, contract signing.
Yep.
They go through the next week's card. After that, we do see Dark State attacked the Hardys backstage. And they stand over them. We got refs and security trying to pull them away while they're talking smack to them. So obviously that rematch is happening at Halloween Havoc. They did announce between the Hardys and Dark State for the, I believe it's just for the NXT or the TNA, or no, the NXT tag titles. Excuse me. I don't think it's for the TNA
NXT
tag titles. So that should be an interesting match at Halloween Havoc. And then after that, we just got into the Battle Royal. We had a mixture of a few TNA women. We had the Evolve Women's Champion at the time. The Evolve Women's Champion. She did lose it the next night. But we had Lei Ying Lee out there. We had Brookside from TNA. We had the Inspiration. All I can remember from TNA, honestly. But yeah, I mean,
think it was
yeah. So it was 20 women. We had Thea Hale in this. We had Kalani in this, who's the Knockouts champion. That Callie Armstrong, I believe is her name, the Evolve champion at the time.
The Gray. Her last name is Gray. She was in it.
Oh, Kendall Gray. Yep.
Kendall Gray. She's the new.
She did win.
Right?
Mara Sade was also in it actually. Ren Sinclair. Lash Legend. Jada. My pick was Lash initially.
I had Jada. Yeah, I had Jada.
Both women were gone. They weren't even the part of the Final Four.
They wasn't. I thought they were gonna have them win.
So did I. But the Final Four ended up being Jordan Grace, Tatum Paxley, Izzy Dame, and Kendall Gray. Of course, Izzy and Tatum both part of the Coling, so of course it looked like it was kind of leaning towards Izzy because I didn't think they were going to go with Kendall, unless Kendall was the shock factor win. But she ended up getting eliminated. So the final three was Jordan, Izzy, and Tatum. And then Tatum for a bit was on the apron. Jordan Grace was fighting with her from the inside, trying to get her eliminated. Izzy comes along, clotheslines Jordan. She goes out with Jordan. Tatum stays on the apron and is the victor via both other women going out. She didn't do shit. She just held on. So Tatum Paxley will be facing JC Jane at Halloween Havoc. And of course, Izzy was pissed, did not look happy that it was Tatum that won the shot instead of her. Lyra came out and they celebrated in the ring. Oh yeah, I forgot to say Lyra gave her a new doll backstage too. That also pissed Izzy off. I didn't say that. She gave her that new.
Yeah, that is right.
They gave her the Barbie that looked like Lyra while she was holding the Izzy doll, and she got all mad because she didn't care about the Izzy doll anymore. So they're definitely leading up to Izzy versus Lyra, I think, at some point.
Yeah, but I think Izzy's gonna cost Tatum this match at Halloween Havoc.
That's possible. Like she acts like she's trying to help, but it gets in her way somehow.
Yeah, which could lead her to leave the culling, but I feel like the culling is, I don't know what they're doing with that. But yeah, I was not expecting Tatum to get the push in this match.
Me either. So I'm happy for her. I'm glad it's not like a repeat or something.
Yeah, absolutely. When it came down to the Final Four, I was looking at the field. I was like, something crazy is going to happen with Izzy and Tatum eliminate themselves. We're going to come down to Kendall and Jordan Grace.
That's what I
was
thought.
like, we're going to see Jordan Grace again in the title picture. And then the surprise factor happened with Tatum winning. So I think that was the best spot, the best decision, because you talked about it earlier. The decision making for the endings were odd. This was the best one of the night.
For sure. Yeah. I'm excited to see Tatum and JC. I mean, even if Tatum doesn't get screwed by Izzy, I think that we'd see the whatchamacallem, fatal influence help Casey retain. So
Unless they're gonna give us another shock factor and Tatum win.
that would be crazy. So Dynamite, it was a Dynamite Collision. They did a 3 hours, obviously WrestleDream this Saturday. So they did like I guess an hour of Collision and then the 2 hours of Dynamite, like they did like a month ago or so. I hate 3 hour weekly wrestling shows. Too long.
It is.
I will say as well, this Dynamite was not good.
I will agree that the end of the show was not good. I think the first hour and a half was.
This was a go home for WrestleDream, and it did not even feel like that. Last week, I think they made the go home last week because that's what last week felt like, was the go home. Like, obviously, they did the face-to-face thing with Mox and Darby. We had the Joe and Hangman thing last week. Then they did the whole famous last words that led to the brawl with Stat and Tony, which were all fine in themselves, those two things. But, and I did like GOA versus Hurt Syndicate, but my God, did this show, and of course I enjoyed Kenny and everything too, but like, it did not feel like a go-home show. And the 3 hours did not help it.
So I will have to agree with you on there. That last week was the one where they went head-to-head with Showdown. So that show did feel, I guess, like a go-home show compared to this one. But I feel like some of the matches throughout the night kind of, I guess, helped the build, I would say. The Statlander and Tony's part,
that was great.
That didn't really, it was the backstage part. I don't know what they were trying to do.
They were just stripping down, and then and then Renee's like, "What are you guys doing?" And they're like, "Oh."
She takes off her coat.
Yeah.
He's like, "What are you doing? I just need to know what's going on."
Like, but no, it was a pretty good little back and forth that led to them brawling in the ring, which I thought was cool. But like really quickly, I want to read Ibu. You know who Ibu is? I don't know. He goes by Backup Hangman on Twitter, but he tweeted about last night's show, and I was reading it earlier, and I just 100% agreed with his assessment on that show. He tweets a lot, so give me a second here. He said, in a period of actually, this might be the continuation. Let me see if I can find the first one. No, okay. So, in a period of really unimaginative and uninspiring television devoid of any real conviction or purpose, I thought last night's 3 hour block of AEW programming may have been their weakest. It felt like I was watching a promotion that threw their hands up and said, "It is what it is, watch it or don't." It broadly lacked any distinct personality, creative flair, or human touch outside of the Moxley, Darby, and Tony Kris stuff. Very Road to WrestleDream production by ChatGPT, as groups like the Don Callis family enable Tony Khan's worst creative habits and function as a content crutch. The heat or lack thereof for the Dynamite main event highlighted how little work had been done in separating LFI from the pack and articulating Rush as a fearsome and above the rank and file mid-carder. The talent work really hard, and most of the matches are well wrestled, but so much of it blends into content fodder that immediately evaporates from the mind because there's no communicated roster hierarchy, and the tag matches just roll on. Conveyor belt style with little sadistic differentiation. And that's how it felt last night. It honestly almost brain-numbing and dangerously close to being slop, unideal and below AEW's standard. A pay-per-view go-home show from a promotion with strangely sullen and defeated body language. That's literally how that show felt last night. Did not feel like we were going into a pay-per-view. The matches just felt like they were thrown together because they needed to happen because you've been having these guys fucking fighting for different variations. The only one that I was fine with was GOA and Hurt Syndicate. And it's crazy to say that because I love Kenny and I was fine with the Kenny and the Express and the whole Bucks beatdown afterwards, you know? But like, it just didn't do anything for me. Yeah, it's just the same old shit right now.
I do have to agree after hearing that assessment from that, I guess, that post, and then looking back over the card here while he was talking about it, yeah, I mean...
Well, he even continued on. So he goes, so light on effective and creative live angles, so reliant on content filler tags in the pre-tapes, zero effort put into hard-selling Samoa Joe versus Hangman. The returns of OC and Eddie Kingston are already meaningless as it took literally 2 weeks to make them collision fodder. The product has absolutely no punch. He's not particularly sure who he's supposed to be invested in at the moment, and he probably won't be given an answer until MJF shows up and tells him via this next program. The main characters of the show feel like Jon Moxley and Don Callis, according to Ibu. And I
I mean,
agree.
I agree that Don Callis, like that man, he must know something. I don't know, like he's everywhere. But I mean, look at the faction. You know, he had six of his, I think, 6 people from his family, Don Callis family, were in this show.
It's like that every week. That's every week.
Yeah. So,
I almost feel like this is almost comparable with the Don Callis family to like when the Judgment Day was showing up like 4 times a Raw.
Yeah.
They're not as bad now, but I mean, they're kind of still close. But like, it was just like, hey, we start the show with Judgment Day. Hey, look who came out after this match to beat these people down. The Judgment Day. Oh, hey, look, here's the Judgment Day backstage talking about it. Oh, here's the Judgment Day ending the show. Like, it was so. That's kind of how it feels with the Callis family. Oh, here's Don Callis out here for this match with Fletcher. And also, where the fuck did that main event come from last night? It just came out of nowhere. They didn't announce it. They didn't say about it. Nothing. It just, oh, here's this random 6-person tag with the fucking Callis fam and whoever the fuck it was. And I had no interest in it. Oh, the conglomeration.
Even when I try to do like a match card so my community knows about it. And like, I don't even think that was on the original match card.
No, and like the AEW, they're known for very rarely adding a match to a show, like a weekly show, while it's happening. Like that's a very rare thing that they do. So, but there was not, I watched the whole show. I feel like I didn't miss shit. Where did that match come from? There was no segment that set it up. I didn't, unless they set it up on commentary with Callis and I just talked over it. Like, I don't know where that match came from.
That match wasn't, like I'm looking back at it now, it wasn't there. So I guess commentary just like either they threw it in or Tony was like, hey, we're going to do this at the end. But yeah, Bodito and Briscoe versus the Don Callis family.
And it was an okay match, but I had no interest in it.
Yeah, it was Fletcher, Fletcher, Okada, and I don't even know the other one that was in it.
It was Fletcher, Lance Archer, and Rocky Romero.
Rocky Romero. Okay.
Okada and he came out and they beat down.
That's right.
Match. Yeah, they set up for their tag title match. Oh, and then also Al Clone just came out and stood there really awkwardly.
Yeah, that
was so stupid.
The screen was flashing.
Yeah, that was dumb.
And then another thing that made no sense was you had Sky Blue versus Jamie Hayter. It was a good match, but then you have Tekla give that backstage promo.
What didn't make sense about it?
She says she's not impressed with what's going on. Or with, I guess, Jamie Hayter. She needs to impress her. So, like, I feel like the match stipulation is going to change at some point. I don't know. I just feel like maybe
she told Jamie she only attacked her when she debuted because she was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
So she has like no issue with Jamie. She was just there when she needed to be there, like when Tekla was going to be there. I don't know. I thought it was fine. I mean, I thought Tekla might come out and try to help Sky get the win, but that just to me means that Jamie's going to lose on Saturday.
Oh, you think so?
Mm-hmm. Because she beat Sky. So.
I mean,
wrestling math.
So. Wrestling math, yeah. Okay.
Doesn't always actually add up that way. I mean, it just makes me think that because that's what they did.
But then
Yeah, I mean, the matches were okay. It's just like, I don't know, man. Just after the Moxley thing was great. I loved that whole promo and Pac attacking him. GOA and Hurt Syndicate was really fun. I thought that was a good match. I was surprised GOA got the job done. They're really pushing them now, which I like to see. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like Roddy and Claudio, I couldn't get invested in. Was a fine match though. They reshowed the Don Callis stuff. Like this whole show, just I couldn't get invested. Like I got invested when they did like the Kenny stuff. It's hard for me not to like enjoy a Kenny thing. And then they had the whole Bucks come out and attack them afterwards, and they didn't kick Kenny. Like overall though, like man, was I not invested in this Dynamite like at all.
No, I agree. The other part that really was good was the Death Riders part. It wasn't the start Collision, but
Oh, the tag
After
match.
yeah, so after they defeated Orange Cassidy and Kyle O'Reilly, Darby comes out there. And he's limping. You can still see he's got the attack from when Pac showed up and attacked him when they were doing the visit. And then he goes through a hell of an uppercut from Claudio. Pac comes over there, beats the hell out of him. Garcia and Yuta beat the hell out of him. And then Marina Shafir, I think, delivered a huge clothesline.
Yeah, so like
And
they
he's
just and he just
still,
like ignored them all and he just kept crawling to the ring.
yeah, just was like, you can't get rid of Darby.
It's just
That's what it's
to
like.
me it was just showing that he's not willing to quit and he's just focused on Moxley, regardless of
Yeah.
who gets involved.
So this match at WrestleDream will be absolute chaos, in my opinion. Like, you're gonna have all the Death Riders involved. Like, even though they got a match on the Tailgate Brawl, they will still be in this match.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So all of them are versus a conglomeration on the pre-show. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, man, I just could not get invested in this show much at all. I hate to say that, but I really didn't care for it.
Yeah, and Megan Bain technically got another squash match, even though Holly Cameron did put up a good fight.
Yeah.
It was just, I
I will
don't know
say
when.
one thing too is I hate Daniel Garcia's new fucking theme. It is
I like that
terrible.
new
It's
theme.
so bad. I fucking the worst thing I've ever heard Mikey Ruckus make.
That was his his theme then.
I would believe so. I've never heard it. I never heard Yuta use it, so I feel like that had to be Daniel's, unless it's like their combined theme.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I guess they'll all come out to the Death Rider theme, but I thought it was good. I liked it. Had a good beat to it.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like Clone's music either, actually.
No,
Um,
El Clones, no.
but yeah, no, they both suck. I don't know, man. I mean, I love AEW, but this show did not do it for me. Even like my fiance, who's like a diehard AEW fan, probably even say more than me. She was like, did not care for that, and I was like, me either. This is not good.
What's really it's crazy because all the shows this week I feel like underperformed. To
They
me, they
did.
did.
They did. It felt like everything Ibu said. I have no issue with. Like I feel almost the same.
Um,
Felt like a lifeless episode.
I'm hoping WrestleDream outdoes that. We did get to figure out Mercedes Monet is now 10 belts, and she will be at WrestleDream. She just don't have a match.
So I'm assuming it's gonna be an open challenge.
God, I hope so. I hope she loses right
And
after beating
what if
Jay's
it's
record.
Dakota? That'd be crazy.
That would be.
Evie, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I mean, I really don't have much to say about it. Like every match just felt the same to me, except for the Jurassic Express Kenny and the Hurt Syndicate match. And then of course the two segments I said with Tony, and those are all fine. But like those two matches, and then everything else just felt like there.
Yeah, it did. I don't know. After hearing, like you said, hearing the assessment and then looking back over everything, I mean, we did get more matches for WrestleDream. Anthony Bowens and Platinum Max will be at WrestleDream, I guess, in some fashion. Eddie Kingston and Hook will have a match. So I'm assuming they're probably going to go up against the Acclaim to now. I don't know.
They're not the Acclaimed. They're Anthony
They're not
Bowens and
yeah.
Max Caster. That was funny. I liked that little segment they had. But we do still have to talk about WrestleDream, which is this Saturday. I unfortunately will be at a wedding, so I will be missing it. I'll probably see the highlights and stuff, but no reaction stream for me. No, I probably won't really see it since I'll be at the wedding and everything. But let's give our rundown. Oh, before we do that, actually, you won and we talked about it on Sunday. You won the prediction battle we did for both TNA Bound for Glory and Crown Jewel by one match because of the stupid Dark State interference.
Oh God.
So you chose my shirt.
I did.
And I am gonna show it by I'm gonna change the scene, so this might be a little awkward. Um, that is the WrestleDream card. That is not the shirt. Here is the shirt. It is a Val Venus shirt. And it says I am cocked on the front. The back says locked and ready to unload. So do you know, is this like an area, like do you already know where this can be bought? Because
Yeah, so I found the website where I can get it from. I just don't know how fast it'll be
well, send me the
delivered.
link. I mean, you don't have to get it. I could get it since I'm the one who lost. So
But yeah, that's it. I forgot
so
about that shirt. Yeah.
that's what I'll be wearing on stream for a while, I guess. That's gonna be
And
fun.
it kind of reminds me of that AJ Styles shirt, but
It
in a
does. It
worse
really
way.
does. That is, this is worse just because of, to me, just because of who the person is now behind the
Yes.
character. But yeah, no, that's gonna suck. But also, I'm gonna laugh at having that, so that's gonna be great. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I'll send you that.
I will say we will skip WrestleDream for a prediction battle this time. We will still make predictions, but I don't think we'll make it a battle for now, just because we just did it last weekend and we still have to do this. So, um, I'm not gonna pick the pre-show because I really don't care much about some of these, except for Speedball or Jet Speed versus FTR. That should be fun. Um, but I will say I think I got FTR winning that anyways, unfortunately. But let's go through the main card here. Who do you got? Jamie Hayter, Tekla.
I'm gonna say Tekla win. No, sorry. I'm gonna say Jamie Hayter gets this win. Tekla's the one that took her out. She has been tormenting Jamie Hayter as much as she can when she can. And I really think this is when we start to push Jamie Hayter back
Mm-hmm.
to the top of the women's division. She never technically got, she did in the Fatal 4-Way, but she hasn't got a one-on-one. I don't think it'll happen until after Blood and Guts, but I think this is where we start.
I got Jamie Hayter. I think. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I got Tekla. I think Tekla gets the win here. I think she gets the help with the Triangle Madness. I think they're really positioning her to be a top player for the women's division. So
Tekla?
yeah,
I mean,
I got
I can see that. Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher, Mark Briscoe for the TNT title. Who you got?
I don't have Briscoe winning. Um, Unfortunately, I think he should, and I don't think MJF comes out to take the title, to cost him this match. But I do have Kyle Fletcher winning. It's just too soon for him to drop it.
I
They're
agree.
building Kyle Fletcher.
They're 100% making him. I mean, even though he especially because he just lost to Hangman at All Out last month, so you definitely have to have
Mhm.
him win here. Obviously, and they built this one up nicely. They've had 4 other matches on AEW TV prior to this, so this has a long history. Obviously, with Briscoe and the conglomeration and Fletcher, and they have like little weaved storylines here throughout the last few years. So I'm looking forward to this one. Again, I won't be able to see it, but I think this one will be a banger. But yeah, I got Fletcher retaining as well.
Yeah, I think Briscoe's win up. No, I think it's tied 2-2. Um,
Probably.
so this will be the tiebreaker because it's match 5.
Brodito defending against Okada and Takeshita. So Takeshista's coming off the G1 victory, and then of course he just won the title on Sunday morning for us, Monday morning for us. Defeating Zack Sabre Jr. for the title. So he is going into this as IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Of course, Okada having the unified title. This is interesting, just because all 4 men are champions. Of course, Brodito's also Ring of Honor World Champion. So a lot of gold just being represented in this match in general. So it's like, based off everyone being champion, how do you pick this, really? It's kind of hard, I feel like, because of that. But I think Brodito somehow lose. I really don't know if it's going to be just a clean loss, but I do think the Callis family get gold here.
I don't want it to happen, but I understand why you could think that.
I just don't think you
But
have Takesh to lose or even Okada lose when they're both top singles champions right now for 2 different companies.
that's what you do. You have them lose as a tag team because they cannot stand each other. We even seen it
Okay,
last night at the birthday party.
that's true. He turned off the
Okada,
screen.
I
hit
hit
the
the wrong
wrong
button.
button. Yeah, that was
Sorry,
great.
my fault. So they will butt heads in this match,
Definitely.
and at in Newark, New Jersey, next month, it will be Okada versus Takeshita for that unified title, and this is where it builds at. Bodito
I
wins.
don't think that happens till All In, but you never know.
I think that I mean I could be it could be early for it, but they have to feud somewhere.
Definitely. All right, well, we'll see. I guess we're not doing a battle on this one, but we have two different choices, so we'll see. Hurt Syndicate, they're going to be against the Demand once again, but this time in a Tornado Trios match at WrestleDream. I'm going to go. So they're tied, I believe, on Trios matches. If you don't want to count the tag match from yesterday. So they both have 1 win apiece on Trios matches. This one being a Tornado Trios match makes it a no DQ match. I'm going to go with the Hurt Syndicate getting that second win here.
Before I make my pick, I just want to know: did MVP not tell us 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, he's tired of fighting regular matches? We're gonna do a street fight.
I guess because this is a Tornadoes tag, it makes it trio. I mean, makes it no DQ. I don't know. But actually, I hate to say this, but can we kind of speed this up? My brother's about to come by, so if we could just speed up the predictions, we'll just quickly go through. So, I didn't realize he was going to be here so soon.
I'm taking the Demand to win that. Okay. One.
And then Jurassic Express versus Bucks for $500,000. I'm going to go with the Bucks.
Jurassic Express. Can't have them lose their first big one back.
Statlander, Timeless Tony for the women's title. I got Statlander retaining.
Yeah.
Hangman Page, Samoa Joe for the world title. I have Hangman retaining.
Yeah, I don't have Joe taking that one.
And what I think will be the main event, Darby Allin, Jon Moxley, I Quit match. This one, I'm really not sure, but I'm going to have to make a pick, and I'm just going to say Darby Allin.
I'm going to say Darby Allin, but he has help. And real quick, I know the only thing I think will happen that will help him against the Death Riders. He introduced Sting's son's first match, and I don't know if he'll be ready. He could have a play in it. And if you remember, Karrion Kross was also the one that was with Sting's son. I think we see Kross in AEW.
I don't. At least not at WrestleDream. I think it's possible, but I just don't think it happens at WrestleDream.
I hope it does. But either way, I think Darby wins because of some help from somebody.
Jay White, returning Jay White.
I mean, yeah, the Jay White, yeah, that would work too.
That'd be amazing. Setting up Bang Bang Gang versus Death Riders. That'd be fucking sick. Oh,
Bang Bang Gang with
That'd
Darby
be fucking
versus...
sick, dude. Give me that. Feed me it in my veins, Tony Khan.
At Blood and Guts. That's what's going to happen.
Oh, I need it. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. But we are going to go ahead and call it here. I'm sorry, guys. I know we could have kind of went on a bit more, but my brother getting here quicker than I expected. Where can they find you at, outside of the podcast?
They can find me on Facebook, Instagram, X, Twitter, however you want to call it, TikTok, Twitch, and Kick, all under the KrakenWrestling.
And you guys can follow me everywhere too: Twitch, Kick, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, as Josh Vibes Up, or you can just type in Heel Josh. I'm sure I still come up, even though I changed my name. But yeah, guys, sorry for the quick end. We already went almost 2 hours, so hey, that worked out pretty well, I feel. But hopefully WrestleDream's really good. I will unfortunately miss it. I hope you have a great time being in person live at WrestleDream, man. So be safe on your trip. I know you're driving, so please be safe.
Yeah, 11 hours. And now there's supposed to be severe storms all through my travel. So I may have to leave a little earlier.
Yeah, be safe as fuck, dude. Don't,
thank you.
If you have to pull over, please do.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But chat, I will see you guys. Maybe I don't know. We'll talk about when the next one is. I'm not sure yet because we do have WrestleDream this weekend and stuff. So I don't know. I have a wedding this weekend. I don't know how I'm gonna feel Sunday because then I got the Broncos playing, and I know you got your Seahawks probably playing this weekend. So
yeah, we do. But I don't know how I'm gonna feel after driving 10 hours and then 10 hours is right at 22 together.
Yeah, so that's crazy. You're crazy. But all right, guys, we will catch you guys next time. Bye.